This is the morning brief from the Economic Times.
Last week, West Bengal's three-time Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee was in the national capital. Her 3-day visit, hectic and eventful. She met Prime Minister Narendra Modi and invited him to inaugurate the Global Business Meet next summer in Kolkata, nudged her MPs to protest outside Home Minister Amit Shah's office over poll violence towards Trinamool Congress party workers in Tripura, which eventually led to a meeting with the minister later that same day, inducted newer faces in her party, Kirti Azad and Ashok Tanwar from Congress, Pawan Verma from Janata Dal United, and initiated the process of expanding her party's footprint. The Bengal tigress is no longer willing to remain caged in her home state. From Meghalaya to Tripura, from Haryana to Goa and even Delhi, the Trinamool Congress tentacles are spreading far and wide.
From East Coast to West Coast, the expansion program of Trinamool Congress itself shows that we are not desired to be confined in West Bengal only. We are registered with the Election Commission as All India Trinamool Congress. And after these 3 successive wins in the assembly elections in West Bengal, this time by defeating BJP, we have recorded popular support to such extent that even in other states, that is our feedback, that in other states also, people are very much hopeful about the leadership of Ms. Mamata Banerjee.
That's senior parliamentarian Sukhendu Sekhar, Chief Whip of Trinamool Parliamentary Party at the Rajya Sabha. Naturally, the question on everyone's mind, what's the logic in expanding in bits and pockets? Is there a method to Didi's madness? Is she spreading too fast, too thin? And sooner than later, this experiment will boomerang. And finally, for a regional party that proudly wears its Bengali credentials on its sleeves, what are its prospects elsewhere? Put simply, why should a Jat voter in Haryana or a Catholic in Goa spare their personal vote, their only currency in this big, bustling democracy, to further Mamata Banerjee's cause?
What is this nonsense is going on? Total nonsense is going on. মনে হচ্ছে ভারতবর্ষে একটা লোকই আছে যে সব ক্ষমতা ভোগ করবে, আর ভারতবর্ষে আর কোনো লোক মানুষ না, সবাই অমানুষ, উনি একা মানুষ, গুন্ডাবাজি করে দাঙ্গাবাজি করে ক্ষমতা এসছে আর ভ্যাং চাচ্ছে। একটা প্রধানমন্ত্রী দেশের মানা এটা? একটা মানুষ কি কথা বলবে এটা তার পরিচয়, একটা মানুষ কি ভাষা বলবে এটা তার পরিচয়, একটা মানুষের মন কি বলবে এটা তার পরিচয়। মোদিবাবু, আপনার পরিচয়টা কি? তার মতো ভাষা যেন কারো মুখে না আসে, তাহলে তারা খারাপ হয়ে যাবে, তাদের ভাষা ভালো হবে না।
In this episode, we will ask Roy, a Trinamool journeyman for over a decade, a young firebrand parliamentarian, that's Sushmita Dev, who has just 3 months back shifted her allegiance from Congress to Trinamool, and my Times of India colleague Mohua Chatterjee, who has seen Ms. Banerjee as a former street fighter turned giant killer of 1984, defeating the CPM veteran Somnath Chatterjee, only to emerge as a seasoned politician up close and personally for over 2 decades now to help us figure how Mamata is taking her Ma Mati Manush catchphrase to the masses nationwide. It's Tuesday, 30th of November. From the Economic Times, I'm your host Arijit Barman, and you're listening to Wooing the Vote Bank with the Trinamool National Express on the Morning Brief.
It's a long way that she has come.
That's Mohua.
I still remember the day when I was present in the Lok Sabha gallery when she threw those papers and in her black shawl and took off the shawl and threw it at Speaker Somnath Chatterjee, who was when she was a lone MP in the House, because if we remember the time, the Trinamool Congress had been completely defeated. She was the only one who came as an MP to the House. It was a rage. The House was adjourned. The rest is history. But that the Mamata Banerjee of that day and the Mamata Banerjee of today is, there is a certain calm and quiet over her face now after the recent assembly elections that she won in May 2nd. And when she came, when you and I have seen her actually during the elections in Nandigram, if you remember. And even then she was not as, with on a wheelchair and everything. But even in that situation, she was fairly composed. And now after when she came to Delhi afterwards, that image of hers, she doesn't flare up, which she used to, which was very typical of her image. And though the fire in her has not subsided, obviously, but the expression has, obviously. And she has matured, and she has, otherwise a Mamata Banerjee who fought such a bitter battle with the BJP, with Prime Minister Modi as the chief campaigner for the BJP in Bengal. And we've seen the kind of, vicious barbs from both sides. But even then, on her 2 visits to Delhi since then and now, she has made it a point to go over to the Prime Minister, meet him, make her points, ask for the demands for the states, etc., etc., etc.
आपका पार्टी का पॉलिटिकल आइडियोलॉजी अलग है, हमारा पार्टी का पॉलिटिकल आइडियोलॉजी अलग है, लेकिन ऐसा ना हो कि हमारा स्टेट सेंटर का रिलेशन इसमें कोई असर पड़े. तो इसी के लिए स्टेट का डेवलपमेंट होने से सेंट्रल का डेवलपमेंट होता है. तो मैंने हमारा जो बीजीबीएस होगा 21 अप्रैल में कलकत्ता में, और बीजीबीएस कॉन्फ्रेंस में हम प्राइम मिनिस्टर को इनवाइट किया है टू इनॉग्रेट द कॉन्फ्रेंस.
This is not a Mamata Banerjee we could have thought of who threw those papers. She could surely not have done that. So definitely she's come a long way.
It's not just political acumen that she has honed over the years. Mohua says she has noticed some subtle optical changes in Mamata as well.
In a lighter tone, she still wears the white sari with a small border, but and the chappal, but that bata blue and white rubber chappal is not to be seen. There is a rubber chappal, but it's a little more, what should I say, a little more sophisticated than the one that she used to wear. A better brand probably, which I haven't been able to peek into. And she has also moved from that rough Dhonekhali weave handloom white sari that she used to wear all the time to a finer weave of Bengal handloom sari. So, these are very, very, very subtle, but for somebody who has observed her, these are things that will come to your notice, definitely.
But why? Why is that?
She was a total street fighter, right? From that street fighter to she may have had her ambitions and she made it to the chief minister's chair, and that all those, we've seen what she has fought through. And so now she wants to prove, after almost a bloody battle at the hustings, she's come to be the 3rd time chief minister in West Bengal. It's not an easy electorate, and it gets more complicated every time. And having, won that battle, I think she's kind of now very sure, and side by side, the polity in this country is also developed into a situation where it's totally polarized. Either you are with the ruling BJP or you are with the others. The others are, whether you like it or not, whether each of the others like it or not, on one side of the fence.
Got it.
So that's a forced situation that has been created.
And in that other side of the fence, where Mamata will be trying to build a like-minded political coalition along with an Akhilesh or a Tejaswi Yadav in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar respectively, or a DMK Stalin in Tamil Nadu, or a Sharad Pawar's NCP, and even the Congress, she has set her goals for the 2024 national elections to emerge as a counterpoint to to none other than Narendra Modi.
Mamata cannot cross over to the BJP anymore. She has been with them, but not with the BJP brand of BJP that there is right now. So that is very clear. I mean, whether it is not about her personal preference, it is about her political compulsion. In that situation, Mamata is definitely on the other side of the fence, and in the other side that I talked about, where she's also there, the Congress is also there, the others are also there. There will be, between now and 2023, there will be some push and shove to put each one's position in the front row to be the prime ministerial face. And Mamata Banerjee today is definitely in that front row, and she definitely wants to be there, and obviously she is ambitious, and she wants to move towards the higher goal, and so she's working at it. That's why she's here. That's how her maturity is working, and she has also realized that all that maturity cannot come from within herself. So she has for instance, a PK to supplement for, when she's confused. There is a young nephew who's also, looking after the younger generation and communicating the needs of the younger generation of voters to her. So she has these windows and doors around her from where she's taking in fresh air and building herself. Now on to 2024, her professed stand is she wants to defeat the BJP.
This relentless pursuit to defeat the Modi government, uphold secularism, her efforts to unite regional aspirations, as well as her earthy charisma, a bold, decisive leadership style, take no prisoners attitude, and a crystal clear vision was enough for someone like Sushmita Dev, whose family has been associated with the Congress for multi generations, to make up her mind.
Ideologically, Trinamool is almost identical to the Congress, right? Whereas BJP is diametrically opposite to the Congress, if you like. So there was a huge comfort level there. Number two, Mamata Banerjee and my father had a very old relationship, and they shared, a lot of, they were close, to put it bluntly. So I think my family was very comfortable with that shit. Thirdly, I saw hope there. Like, I was in a hopeless situation in the Congress. And when Mamata Banerjee and her team told me about their plans of Assam, told me about their plans for Northeast, told me, especially Tripura, where my father was an MP in the past, I thought there was a challenge there, and an opportunity for me to achieve something, not for myself, but you need a sense of achievement on a daily basis when you're pursuing a life. You know what I mean? So in Congress, I just felt that the Congress was heading nowhere in Assam.
When you say that you saw hope, what do you mean by that?
The entire country and even the world was watching Mamata Banerjee's election in the last assembly election of West Bengal, right? Assam and Bengal go to elections together, but people were watching Bengal more closely. One, because it's a larger state. Two, BJP, Amit Shah, Narendra Modi, Nadda, everybody in the BJP was totally focused there to defeat Mamata Banerjee. It was a highly, it is a high-pitched election, as you know. And everybody was watching because people were not bothered about what's happening in Assam and Kerala, but they were saying Mamata Banerjee shouldn't lose.
Didi, oh Didi, कितना विश्वास किया था बंगाल के लोगों ने आप पर। आपने बंगाल के लोगों का विश्वास तोड़ दिया।
हम डरते नहीं, हम मरने के लिए तैयार है, लेकिन हम डरते नहीं है। जो डरते हैं वो मरते हैं।
So I think she proved to the country that if you have an organization, if you have the right brand as a leader, okay, if you have the right electoral strategy, there is a way to defeat the juggernaut that we always refer to the BJP as. So for me, when she spoke about her expansion plans or members of her team, it made sense to me to join forces. I mean, Mamata ji is much senior than me. I'm just saying to join her team, and instead of her team, and then expanding to fight the BJP rather than me becoming a regional satrap in parts of Assam, or a few seats in the Northeast. That didn't make sense to me in the larger picture.
But what about Mamata Banerjee attracted you the most?
See, Mamata Banerjee has literally fought on the streets, fought the left. She's been subjected to so much of physical violence in her entire political career. And she's come up against all odds. Like you said, she was given this Somnath Chatterjee's seat to lose and she won it. She's like a wild card entry. So she has huge resolve. She's completely down to earth. There's no sense of entitlement in Mamata Banerjee. And we have to accept it that she's given Bengal good governance. She's come up with some fantastic schemes there. And fourthly, she's bold. And she's crystal clear in what she wants. The first time I met her, she said, when we start TMC in Assam, Sushmita, don't do it like how you've been doing it all these years, where you first go for the top job and then work your way down. First start with your booth committee and then work your way up. The most important committee of our party is the booth committee. In a presidential form of election, she stands a very good chance today in this country. So why not join her and be with her,
It's the same in Meghalaya, where en masse close to a dozen Congress MLAs switched sides and joined Trinamool. Or in Haryana, where a disgruntled Congress lifer, Ashok Tanwar, broke ranks after being sidelined in his own party.
On Tuesday evening, former Haryana Congress chief Ashok Tanwar, once known to be a close aide of Rahul Gandhi, Congress leader and former cricketer Kirti Azad from Bihar, and former JDU leader Pawan Verma joined the TMC in the presence of party chief Mamata Banerjee.
In all of them, Trinamool saw bright sparks who could help them make inroads in non-Bengali speaking states with different politics and issues.
If a party like AAP, they can go to Punjab and fight. If a party like AAP can go to Goa and fight, why can't you go to Goa and others, Haryana or other states? And if the local leaders, political leaders of different political parties, if they join us, like the 12 or 13 Congress MLAs under the leadership of Mr. Mukul Changma, they joined en bloc to our party in Meghalaya. So that may happen in other states also. Ashok Tanwar is a leading political personality of Haryana. He was a member of parliament for a long time. He was associated with the Congress party from his student days. He was a chief of NSUI, chief of Youth Congress, so on and so forth. So if leaders like them, they join us because they believe that now in this country, there is a vacuum of leadership. Because, the Congress party is alleging that we are trying to break their party. No, it is not our strategy at all. But certainly, we are trying to expand ourselves, and whoever appeals to us, we will consider on merit and take them with our party.
So, this Ashok Tanwar is an interesting character. So when the BJP won that state and posted a non-Jat chief minister there, they were making a statement. The party was making a statement. Mamata is making the same statement, and my understanding is that they are looking at pulling out the non-Jat votes from there to begin with. And then, because anyway, the Jats today in Haryana, to a great extent, I mean, they were upset because there was the non-Jat chief minister. And to make things worse, the farm laws, the farmers' movement has taken care of the Jat anger there. So if she is trying to hit if her calculation is to, also, weaken the non-Jat support base of the BJP in Haryana, both the things put together works out fabulously, actually, to defeat BJP, which is her one-point agenda.
Still, Many would argue TMC is fast becoming a party of disgruntled Congresswalas. Her party leaders, however, defend their position, saying if the grand old party, that is the Congress, doesn't take the initiative, then what options are left for Ms. Banerjee but to coalesce her political friends against the BJP?
After we won the election, assembly election in Bengal, our leader, Ms. Mamata Banerjee, she had been to Delhi. She met Ms. Sonia Gandhi and appealed to her that please take the lead to unite the opposition on some common agenda. Let us go to each and every state to build up campaign against the anti-people policies of the Narendra Modi government. So in the meantime, the farmers' agitation, it was gaining grounds. So that was a high time that Madam Sonia Gandhi ought to have taken the leadership to unite the opposition. But unfortunately, Congress was so much disturbed with inner squabbles that they could not do anything. They could not make any headway. Rather, they did not try to do anything. So we waited for long 6 months. Thereafter, when we did not find any initiative on the part of Congress party or any other party, so we started alone that let us start expanding our party organization.
If someone says Mamata Banerjee is becoming a party of disgruntled Congress, then that's the discredit of the Congress, and it's her credit. I mean, anybody who's upset with the Congress has many options. You know, in Haryana, Ashok Tawar could have joined Dushyant Chautala's party. He could have joined the BJP, but he chose Mamata Banerjee. You know, today Kirti Azad could have gone to the RJD. Kirti Azad could have gone to, what's his name, Nitish Kumar's party. He did. He chose Mamata Banerjee because I believe the reason people are joining Mamata Banerjee is amongst all the regional satraps. She seems to be one of them. I'm not saying the only one, but one of them who can pull it off nationally. So people are flocking towards her, and not everybody wants to go from, saying that India is a secular country and next minute saying Jai Shri Ram. You know, it's very difficult.
So in that sense, Mamata is actually helping the non-BJP camp by giving an alternative to many who otherwise may have been compelled to gravitate towards the NDA alliance. This becomes especially strategic in states where smaller caste or ethnic groups are keen to join forces with any non-BJP alignment.
Once those people who are being dumped by the Congress or being sidelined by the Congress or are unhappy and still in the Congress want to move out, for them the only option was to walk over to the BJP, which many of them have done because of compulsion, because there was no other option. That is the vacuum that Trinamool Congress is actually getting into. And the Trinamool Congress is, according to me, providing them that camp where they can take shelter while they are not functional in Congress anymore.
In smaller states like Goa, Tripura or Meghalaya, it's relatively easier to cobble together the party cadre and build a foundation if regional leaders pick your side.
All these states are smaller states. So being smaller states, it is convenient for us to control or to expand very quickly, because in Haryana, I believe there are only 20 districts. And Goa is North Goa and South Goa is a very small state. Similarly, Meghalaya, Tripura, Assam. So these are smaller states, and it is always convenient for any political party to control the smaller states than the bigger states. Initially, some known faces were trying for that, let them join our party. Some known faces. Otherwise, if Sukhendu Rai goes to Haryana and appeals to people that join our party, nobody will listen to me because they do not know me. Even I do not know their language also. I do not belong to any of the communities of the Haryana. So therefore, locals are very much relevant. We want the local leaderships to join our party first. And so far, the organizational activities are concerned, which you have mentioned how the BJP and the CPIM they do. We also do in Bengal, rightly said, that from the booth level and in our all the booths in the state, thousands of booths, we have a ready army. We have a ready army to take on any challenge of other political parties. So in other states also, our strategy will be the same. That is, from booth level, we shall start building our organization inch by inch. It may take time, but we'll do that.
It's sort of a greenfield project, but I think she has an excellent opportunity here because, Tripura and West Bengal have a very close connect. Most of the people from Tripura connected through business, work, relatives, family to West Bengal. And Mamata Banerjee is a very, very big name here. And it was almost like people were telling them, please come to Tripura. We need you.
So is the traction the most among the Bengalis of Tripura? Because that's a sizable lot as well.
See, you are right. It's a very fair question. And one can undermine that argument that the fact is Tripura is Bengali dominated. And being a Bengali leader herself, she's a big name and there's huge traction here. But having said that, please believe me, I'm giving you a small example. Once I joined Trinamool Congress, you'll understand what I'm saying. I got called from Dibrugarh, Tinsukia, all these places of Assamese people saying we want Trinamool Congress because there's no alternative. Similarly, in Tripura, tribal people have joined us. I don't undermine the fact that Pradyut is a factor, his party is a factor, but that doesn't mean that tribal people, that she doesn't appeal to the tribal people. See, in her own state, she has Gorkhas, okay? She has people from UP, Bihar, Gujarat, Northeast. So West Bengal is like a mini India. You know what I mean? So she has traction. And see, anybody who's upset with the BJP, anybody who's upset with the BJP and is looking for an alternative, let's put it that way, irrespective of your caste, community, or whatever, sees her as a very, very good, viable and a strong option who wants to expand. They have to start somewhere, right?
Mamata Banerjee has landed in Goa. Her mission Goa, the first step towards a national entry to expand footprint beyond Bengal. It's a tricky task, one that will involve quick expansion.
Now you think even let's say to make a leader like Sushmita De, whatever I'm worth, or to make a leader like Valerio or Ashok Tawar or Kirti Azad or Lalitesh, it takes at least 10 years to make a name. If Mamata Banerjee starts from zero, it will take her 20 years to beat the BJP. So whoever is like-minded, whoever feels their political space is shrinking in the Congress and they see that Trinamool can emerge into a truly a party with national presence, she's asking them to join her.
But in the end, elections are nothing but hard arithmetic. In all the states that she has chosen thus far, it's been a two-corner fight between the Congress and the BJP. And with Congress dithering, in comes Trinamool to exploit the vacuum. Thus, Bengal remains her core. Any other victory will only add to the incremental numbers. After all, we've seen Deve Gowda emerge as Prime Minister on the strength of his numbers. Jyoti Basu of CPM also harbored prime ministerial ambition because his party was thriving in Bengal, Kerala, and even Tripura.
She has two plans. One is to expand her party, and two is to win more seats than she's going to win just in West Bengal. So anybody today, if Tejasvi decides to go outside Bihar or Akhilesh decides to go outside UP, there are two ways. One is spread your organization, spread your outreach, and two, fight an election wherever you can to win. So right now, she's in the process of establishing her party in states in which she does not exist. Now, this may not be extremely promising for 24, let's say, I'm just saying, but I'm sorry, if she wants to be a party as big as the Congress and BJP, she has to start somewhere. So there's a long-term plan and a short-term plan. See, I'm just giving you an example. Suppose I'm saying out of the 40 plus seats in Bengal, let's say she wins 36 or 38. I'm just saying, okay? So that puts her at 38. Then let's say she wins 1 out of 2 seats in Tripura, right? Let's say in Assam she wins 1 or 2 seats. In 24, I'm saying. Okay. Let's say she says in Andaman, that's also Bengali domain. Let me win 1 seat. If you keep counting, and the Congress party, which is at 54, I don't know, 60, whatever, she'll be the second largest opposition. I'm talking about myself. I don't know what Mamata Banerjee says. But to get to number 1, first you have to get to number 2. Na? And how else to do it? So I think, God, I hope it doesn't happen. But if the Congress totally fails, there are enough people in this country who want an alternative nationally, right?
And by going to Haryana, feels Mohua, Mamata Banerjee is perhaps trying to pull at the heartstrings of the Bengali diaspora in the state.
Haryana includes Gurgaon too. There's a good percentage of Bengali votes there. If she picks up percentage votes also, it adds to that list and it adds to that basket and will definitely help her, And then she was, talking about going to Banaras and Mathura, though she will not put up candidates in the UP elections this time, is what I gather, because she wants Akhilesh to have his full play. If she is needed, she has said in Delhi that she will be going to campaign for him as a friendly party. Yeah, she won't put up candidates this time, but she may prepare the ground, in the Lok Sabha, she might put up 1 or 2 candidates, work it out with, other parties there. And she may garner some votes because there are pockets in Uttar Pradesh too, where, there are some domiciled Bengali population.
But by expanding so fast, is she spreading herself too thin, like the AAP experiment that boomeranged in Punjab?
She's not following the same pattern, actually. She's not going in whole hog. She's going in bits and pieces. So, picking up Ashok Tanwar here and Kirti Azad from Bihar, Sushmita Dev from Assam, names who will have local resonances but are not part of the whole hog yet. I think that's a very calculated strategy to make inroads, not to take over the state. See, Arvind Kejriwal, right in the first instant, tried to, contest in Punjab and win the elections and form government there. That's not possible all the time. Though he ran a miracle in Delhi as a new party.
Clearly then, with an eye on the upcoming state as well as the 2024 national elections, it's game on. Or as they say among Trinamool party workers, Khela hobe. You were listening to Wooing the Vote Bank with the Trinamool National Express on the Morning Brief with me, your host, Arijit Barman. Producers, Nehal Chaliawala from The Economic Times, Swati Joshi from Awaz, Sound Editor, Saundarya Jayachandran from Awaz, Executive Producer, yours truly. If you enjoyed listening to this episode, please consider sharing it on your social media handles. Send us your feedback to themorningbrief@timesgroup.com. The Morning Brief airs every Tuesday, Thursdays and Friday. Thank you for listening and have a nice day. Credits for all external clips used in this episode have been mentioned in the episode description. Goodbye, good luck.